So that happened. Guys, I recently had a very interesting Advanced Dungeons and Dragons session, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. If you, by any chance, have been on YouTube, you might have seen two specific videos. And in these two videos, you have the whole of the story from both the players and the DM about what happened, but I want to ruminate a little bit more if I can. We rolled up a party of druids, just to give you the shortest of summaries. We rolled up a party of druids in our in Scudder for Mike's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons total nonstop Bronstein campaign, and we were tasked with doing druid stuff. And up until this point, it hadn't really connected with me that we were in this to win this on a PvP front. And so the task was to come up with a thing to do that was against the other players. We needed to create a sacrifice. We needed to find a sacrifice and make our way to some dolmen stones to the northwest and deal with that. We were to appease a sleeping god. To prevent it from resurfacing and devouring the world, we needed to feed it. And that was our most sacred mission. So we all kind of racked our brains and decided to try to hire a porter. Just a simple NPC henchman, NPC hireling, and take them on some mission and then gonk them on the head later. But then Mike said no and pushed us in a direction to do something that was more player facing, something that would hurt another player or another player character. And it was eventually pitched that we would sacrifice an NPC named Relgar, who was the beloved NPC of many of the party members in this campaign. And especially for Harold the Handsome, played by Jack McCarthy. And that was the pitch, and we proceeded to do that. We kidnapped that NPC and his son and went and sacrificed him. And I gotta tell you, throughout the whole thing, I was waiting for the ball to drop, the dice to roll against us, to end our journey, for things to not work out. And not only did they work out, they worked out to great effect, and we got away with it. It was fascinating, I gotta say. I'm still kind of reeling from the thing, and I'm still dwelling on the particulars. Like, the big thing, the thing that sticks with me is that I have another character who's lawful good, and my druid, Taurus, is not. He's true neutral, and they're gonna come to a head, and I'm gonna have to play that. I am against myself, but I'm also against the other druids. But also I'm also the druid, and my friends who were the druids are also going to be against the druids, and you can see how it kind of goes cross-eyed. And it's just been a fascinating journey, going from, as they say online, the get-along gang of 5th edition, working my way back to something that is a little bit more old school, a little bit more fraught, and more aggressive on a player-to-player front. It's made me take stock of things and to reapply all these things I've experienced back upwards to 5th edition, and just note that, like, while it is possible to bring these elements into 5e, that's just not what players and DMs think when they think of that edition. So it is a lot harder to bring those elements back in. And therein, I think, is what I find missing from modern D&D, is this sense of organic storytelling through the play. Like, this wasn't a crafted story. It was shenanigans storytelling, where we got up to no good, and that no good was very good. It's freeing, almost, you might say. I think to apply that upward, if you can, is it leads you to zero prep and to have more tables, to be more referee focused than story focused, giving that storytelling to the present moment and the actions that the players can take in that moment, and not trying to push things around or form them in a different story. Even going so far as to reduce this concept of the big bad that permeates a lot of modern D&D, where you have this big evil villain, the big one, the BBEG, if you will. You don't need that. They're nice to have, and as a 5-er to the core, I still like those things, but now I'm thinking the players can just as well be the campaign big bad through their actions as player characters. I have some player characters that I get to play in my West Marches who are evil aligned, and they are going to start causing problems. And at first I was a little nervous about that, but then after playing this AD&D session where we were all playing antagonistically towards the other alignments, I suddenly realized that it was possible. Not only possible, but maybe necessary to inject a little bit of chaos is not the right word, but a little bit of unpredictability maybe, and to put more into my game. I don't know. It's been really amazing, and I don't really have a lot more to say because we said a lot of it in the live stream we did the other day over on Dundermoose's channel. We got into the weeds, and that was great. That was really funny and fun. So get the full details there. One last thing I'll add is Mike's video about sometimes it's good to say no, or it's actually necessary to say no as a DM, got me to thinking of where I can push back on my own end. If things aren't in the milieu, or if things aren't quite right, no is a powerful tool. And it's not that I haven't used it. It's now I should be thinking more about how I use that and how I employ it, maybe. This has been really rambly. I haven't done a whole lot of YouTube video content other than live streaming, reading, and playing video games, and the solo play. I want to get back to those, but I just had to work through this in a more public way. Have you played AD&D this way? Have you been a part of Mike's game, perhaps? Have you been in a game like this where it has been this PvP? Are you even curious? Maybe I'll end with that. You should be curious about this. Open your mind a little bit and attempt to make it work. Like, maybe you think that's not how it was played, or maybe you think or have been told that this isn't a fun way to play D&D in general, that player versus player can be a detriment to the table. Instead of just taking that at face value, put it to the test. Engage in a game like this, where the players have characters who are against each other in their alignments and their actions. Don't try to figure out how to create the conflict in the game and not necessarily at the table. I've seen a lot of Twitter posts about how that's not fun, and the few who are like, this is actually a unique and iterative way to play, and that back and forth doesn't seem to gain any ground. I think you need to give it a chance. And I'll leave it there. I think I've hit a few minutes. This is not going to be very long. I've got to get more content out, but guys, I had a blast, and I'm going to see how long my half-elf druid Taurus lasts in Mike's campaign. Yeah, we'll see. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later. No, that's stupid. Adios! Nope. And that's all, folks. No, that doesn't work either. I think